Event. So what messages are our politicians trying to get across? Well, joining me now is the editor of politics.co.uk, Ian Dunt, and also body language expert Judy James, who's worked with politicians on their image before. It's great to have you both on the programme tonight. Ian, let's start with you. Why do they do it and does it work?
They do it because they want to appear human, and it's quite difficult for a politician to appear human nowadays, really. I mean, they come across quite robotic, like automatons. This is their chance to show that they're just like you, and that explains why, for instance, they all have a blue jumper, and the blue jumper always comes out at this time in the election cycle, and out they go to feed ducks, because they want to feel some sort of human empathy between you and them.
Judy, are you a fan?
I'm a fan because I like to laugh at them, but I think if you've got to prove that you look human, you're kind of by default not, aren't you, really? And I think that's the problem, if they've got to try that hard. Holding sheep and hedgehogs and things like that, I think what worries us on a psychological level is the fact that if somebody has to be that trained, that groomed, that much airbrushed, what's going on underneath? You know, what can't we see?
Let's have a look at this. This is David Cameron this weekend. Of course, it's just been Easter. Apparently, this is an orphaned lamb, which makes it even cuter, doesn't it, Ian? What do you think? Because it is the Prime Minister in a softer light,
Is that cute? You see, I don't think that's cute. It looks like a 70s horror movie or something. I mean, it just seems quite sort of disturbing to me, I have to say. But he struggled even the other day trying to eat a hot dog, where actually he did it with a knife and fork, and there was a lot of commentary there of like, well, who on earth eats a hot dog with a knife and fork?
Yeah, but before, Ed Miliband was eating a bacon sandwich, and that went horribly wrong. So what choice?
Well, my suspicion is that that's why he ate it with a knife and fork, because someone back there sort of went, look, whatever you do, don't eat any food with your hands.
Jude, let's go back to that picture we saw just briefly of Nick Clegg with a hedgehog at a hedgehog sanctuary in Solihull. Again, probably trying to look cute with a nice, there we go. What do you make of this?
I mean, it's sweet, but they should have learnt a lesson. I mean, years ago, I don't know if you remember, Margaret Thatcher was photographed with a lamb, and she looked as though she'd got mint sauce in the other hand. I mean, it really was quite bizarre.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry, it was a cow. I haven't got my animals muddled up. It was just
pretty
wrong.
heavy, doesn't it?
I mean, it was absolutely wrong. At least she shows she could lift a heavy weight, but I mean, a hedgehog, why do we need to see them doing that? I think they underestimate the intelligence of the public, that we all somehow want to vote for them because they can stand next to a hedgehog.
Ed Miliband also has not been shy of a few photo ops. This is him this weekend. Quite interesting, actually, Ian, because he starts off, this is him looking quite statesman-like with, you know, his big team behind him, quite different, actually. But then we also have some footage of him with his family, two very sweet little sons and his wife, getting an ice cream in Blackpool. So they're trying to paint two pictures of him here.
Yeah, exactly. So there's always two things going on there. For a start, Ed Miliband's team are not going to allow him to be anywhere near animals or food or anything like that because it's gone so badly with the bacon sandwich, they're not going to repeat it. Instead, they're trying to target the things that they perceive he's bad at, and he's perceived to not have statesman-like qualities, to not have gravitas. So that's why they put him in those situations. With the children, again, you're just trying to humanise him a little bit, trying to make him more palatable to the public.
Gee, what do you think of this? This is Nigel Farage, out today. I mean, you can't accuse him of not trying to kind of connect with the youth here, because this is Joey Essex, who he said was a youth icon. I mean, he is trying to do something different, at least, here.
But Joey Essex is not a youth icon. I mean, honestly, the hedgehog was a better bet, really, to have a conversation with dear Joey Essex. I mean, it's either that or the pint of beer.
We've got that. Let's have a look at Farage with a pint. I mean, he's doing this quite regularly at the moment, isn't he? He seems more comfortable in this environment.
But the point is, again, the idea is that we think, oh, this is a guy I could have a drink down the pub with. It's absolutely ridiculous. Tony Blair was always carrying around a mug of tea. You know, the idea being that he just slipped out from the cosy living room with a... They're props. I'm sure somebody just keeps shoving them in their hand, and they don't look like anything else.
We have to show this one, actually, Ian. This was David Cameron today at a primary school. Lots of primary school pictures, and this little girl, I think she's had enough of him. It's quite funny, isn't it, really? What do you make of that?
She expresses my feelings every single day on the campaign trail with David Cameron.
Probably a nightmare, Judy, for any politician working with young children.
Yes, and there's been so many different shots like that of them either sort of looking horrified. I mean, they always used to have to kiss babies, so I suppose this is better than that. But it's just so fraught with danger. I mean, all they should do is keep them away from nasty slogans behind their head and then stop trying to get them to do things that are normal. They're not normal, they're top leaders. They shouldn't need to look normal.
Judy and Ian, thanks so much for your thoughts tonight.